Bears, Niners, best NFL game of the year, A+++. That was as good as professional football gets. This late in the season, you're missing some starters if you're San Francisco. And, well, let's just start with that. That's as good as pro football gets. And the other thing is, this is why you hire offensive coaches. Between Ben Johnson and Kyle Shanahan, 900 yards of offense. Both were great on third down, great in the red zone, efficient, smart play calling, young quarterbacks being the beneficiary, Brock and Caleb, of really bright guys. Now, yes, I always thought Brock Purdy had talent, but I thought he was very dependent on Shanahan and Christian McCaffrey, but he didn't have Kittle last night. He didn't have left tackle Trent Williams. He hadn't had Brandon Ayuk all year. And last night, he was attack with mobility, with accuracy. Yeah, he threw a pick six. I've told you for years, Brady threw pick sixes in Super Bowls he's won. Yes, he threw another interception and got a bit of an officiating break in the end zone. I like this Purdy. Attack, aggressive. I thought the last 3 weeks is as well as he's ever played. You can win a Super Bowl with this quarterback play. Yeah, you're going to have a pick six. I defend Darnold. I defended Andrew Luck. Peyton Manning and Elway threw picks. This one I like. Now, did Mac Jones and Garoppolo also look great with Shanahan? Yeah. Matt Ryan won an MVP with Shanahan, but everybody's got help. Mahomes has Andy Reid. Elway had Shanahan. Marino had Shula. Brady had Gronk, Edelman, Belichick's defense. So San Francisco has been very reliant, regardless of the quarterback in the last 5-6 years, with George Kittle. He wasn't around last night. Trent Williams, also incredibly important. Great left tackle. Still at this age, great left tackle. He wasn't around last night. So you don't really have your deep threat in Brandon Ayuk. So instead of just being a really talented passenger, which has always been my take on Purdy, he's talented. I mean, you can watch him play 2 quarters. He's talented, but he's mostly been a driver, passenger. Last night, he was the driver of the offense. I thought he was fantastic. Now, could he stay healthy? He gets dinged up. Now he's got to play Seattle's defense. He's not going to have all night to throw like you saw last night. I mean, Dennis Allen, I'm not sure what that defensive game plan was. But if you got open last night, Jennings, Kyle Juszczyk, the backup tight end, it just didn't matter. If you got open, Brock Purdy found you. And this year, Purdy, banged up some of it, is 7-1 with a 104 passer rating. And in the last month, once the toe got healthy, there's no disputing it. The last 6 weeks, this is the healthiest, best Brock Purdy we've ever seen. He's not just stabilizing. He's elevating. He's pulling the offense, which is missing a Hall of Fame left tackle, which last night's missing a first ballot Hall of Fame tight end. It's always been my question. I mean, Mac Jones came in this year as a backup, looked spectacular. Garoppolo was 38-17. He left Shanahan, he disappeared. Matt Schaub made a Pro Bowl. Every quarterback looks good. They didn't look this good. This is the best quarterback play, maybe outside of the Matt Ryan MVP season, but you didn't get much mobility there. This is the best quarterback play in the last month that Kyle Shanahan's ever received. So, I mean, you don't have Kittle, you don't have Trent Williams, you're dropping 42 points. That's pretty impressive. Brock Purdy, trust your eyes. Moving, attack, going for it, missing great players. Well, he's got McCaffrey. Again, Brady had Gronk. Mahomes. Go to all the great ones. Aikman had Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. They've all got some help. Now, if you're a Chicago Bear fan, I can live with that loss. 35-35. 58 total first downs in the game. It was a track meet. Somebody had to lose. I can live with that. Caleb was excellent. The play calling was excellent. Third down, fourth down was excellent. My only issue with the Bears is San Francisco's defense isn't good. They have an excuse. Lost Fred Warner and Bosa. They don't have a lot of great players. Chicago's got some high-end defensive players. What were they doing? Robert Saleh was mixing up blitzes. He was attacking. He was being aggressive. he was creating occasionally some pressure on Caleb Williams behind Chicago's excellent O-line. Now, Caleb didn't get sacked, but he got flushed out of the pocket more than a few times. Chicago's defense felt very passive to me. In fact, if you look at the numbers, and we did this morning, Brock Purdy had the second most time to throw in his career last night and the most time to throw all season. So I think you can look at year one with Ben Johnson. You're contending going into that game for the number one seed. You're on the road in the second half, and your second half possessions are touchdown, field goal, and you're at the 2-yard line. Ben Johnson, tip of the cap. Caleb Williams has gotten better every week. Second week in a row, Caleb Williams, no sacks. That was the big concern into the season. You got to get out of the negative plays. Back-to-back games, no sacks. And again, Saleh was being hyper-aggressive. Dennis Allen, I thought, again, at least we now know what the Bears are going to do during the draft. You know, they need linebackers. They need an edge rusher. We know what Chicago's going to do in the draft. But Saleh was dialing up all sorts of pressure. It didn't sack Caleb, but at least he was occasionally uncomfortable, like the final play here. I felt like Brock Purdy just sat, took his time, did what he wanted. It felt passive to me. In Chicago's 5 losses, they are surrendering 35 points a game. That's worse than Cincinnati. And they've got better defensive talent than Cincinnati. So I didn't love kind of a passive defensive game plan. I didn't love that. But all in all, if you're a Bear fan, somebody had to lose that track meet. I thought Caleb was great. No sacks, no picks. Ben Johnson's play calling, outstanding. What's new? You got to feel you're not going to win all these close games. And San Francisco's offense this year, when Brock Purdy's upright, has been unbelievable. We have been saying on this show, both J-Mac and I have been saying this for almost 3 months. Absolutely 2 months. If you gave out in the NFL an award for the best coaching staff, I would give it to the Niners. I would give it to the Niners. What Saleh's doing with this defense, creating some pressure against the great O-line, and no Fred Warner, no Bosa, banged up, moved off to Funga, the great safety in Greenlaw in the offseason. So the Niners are on a heater. Tip of the cap to that organization and Brock Purdy. I'll tell you, one of the things that's great about Caleb, I've compared him a little to Josh Allen, a shorter Josh Allen, where he's not going to be perfect. I don't worry too much about the 59% accuracy thing. Last night, I thought he threw really good footballs. I mean, I thought hit on a deep throw to Burden, hit on a couple of key sideline throws. I think Caleb's fine. In fact, how about the free play touchdown to Loveland, who's just a horse, man. That guy is a handful. I think Caleb's clearly coachable. I think he loves his coach. And I think Ben Johnson, they didn't play great offense early. They had a couple of series I did not love. The Bears defense got that pick 6 early. But overall, I think if you're a Chicago Bear fan, if I'd have told you were going to lose last night, but it was going to be a wild shootout and you would have the ball at the 2-yard line, you would take that loss over any loss this year. That offense for the Bears is stacked. It is going to be a handful against every team they play. I'm not sure anybody right now is beating the Niners in the Bay. This offense just is crazy good. NFL's best game probably right there.